The rain poured down in angry sheets that night, the kind that makes the city look like a painting smudged by tears. The headlights of a black SUV flickered through the downpour before the car skidded across the slick road and slammed into the guardrail. In that moment, no one stopped. No one cared, except her. Lena Morales, a 27-year-old nurse just finishing a double shift, didn't think twice. She dropped her umbrella, ran straight into the storm, and pulled open the SUV door with trembling hands. Inside was a man unconscious, his forehead bleeding, a little girl crying in the back seat. Lena's heart raced. "It's okay, sweetheart," she whispered to the child. "I've got you both." That night, she stayed until the ambulance arrived. She never told anyone her name, just held the girl's tiny hand until the paramedics took over. Then she disappeared into the rain like an angel no one would ever find again. But fate always remembers the hearts that act out of kindness. 3 years later, Lena's life looked nothing like it once had. The exhaustion lines under her eyes were darker now. She worked days at a hospital and nights at a diner, just to afford her mother's medication and rent for their small apartment. Her dreams of becoming a doctor had faded under the weight of bills, responsibilities, and a world that didn't care how hard she tried. One evening, after another long shift, Lena sat in the corner of the diner, staring at the rain through the fogged-up window. It reminded her of that night, the night she saved a man she never saw again. The doorbell jingled. A tall man walked in, shaking off the cold. He wore a tailored gray suit, the kind that looked effortless but cost a fortune. His presence turned heads, calm, commanding, yet strangely gentle. He took a booth near the window, scrolling through his phone as he ordered a coffee. When Lena brought it over, she froze. The faint scar on his temple, she remembered it. Her heart stuttered. It couldn't be. He looked up, his gaze steady but curious. "Lena," he asked softly, his deep voice cutting through the hum of the diner. "It's you." Her hand trembled, spilling a few drops of coffee. I'm sorry, do we know each other?" He smiled faintly. "You saved my life." And just like that, everything inside her stopped. His name was Daniel Reed, the CEO of one of the city's largest construction companies, a man once known for his arrogance, his money, and his loneliness. But that night in the rain had changed everything. The crash had taken his wife, left him with a daughter and a scar that wasn't just on his skin. And the woman who saved him, who vanished without a name, had haunted his memory every day since. He'd searched for her for years. "I didn't think I'd ever find you," Daniel said quietly, his voice thick with something between gratitude and disbelief. "But I never forgot your face." Lena blushed, embarrassed by the attention. "I just did what anyone would do." "No," he said firmly, "you did what no one else did." From that moment, their worlds began to intertwine again, slowly, almost painfully. Daniel would come to the diner every evening, sometimes with his daughter, sometimes alone. His daughter, Emma, adored Lena instantly. She'd draw her little pictures, call her Miss Lena, and giggle whenever she braided her hair. And though Lena tried to keep her distance, she found herself drawn to them, the warmth of that small, fragile family. Daniel, beneath the layers of power and wealth, was kind, wounded, human. One night after closing, Lena found him waiting outside in the rain again, just like before. "You're soaking wet," she said, rushing toward him with an umbrella. He smiled. "You saved me once," he said softly. "Now it's my turn to protect you." She laughed, thinking it was just a line, but she had no idea how true it would become. A few days later, Lena came home to find an eviction notice taped to her door. The hospital had cut her hours and her mother's condition was worsening. She sat on the floor, her hands shaking, the weight of it all pressed down so hard she could barely breathe. When Daniel found out, he didn't hesitate. "You and your mother can stay at my guest house," he insisted. "Daniel, I can't." "You can," he interrupted gently. "Let me be there for you, please." Reluctantly, she agreed. It was only supposed to be temporary, but as days turned to weeks, something beautiful grew between them. Lena found a family in Daniel and Emma, a laughter-filled kitchen, cozy dinners, and moments of peace she hadn't felt in years. But every story has its test. When word got out that the powerful CEO was living with a nurse from the diner, the world twisted the truth. Gossip columns painted her as a gold digger, investors began to doubt him, and Daniel's board demanded he end the distraction. Lena tried to leave quietly one night, tears streaking her face as she packed her bag. But before she could step out the door, Daniel was there, standing in the rain again, just like the night they met. You saved me when I had nothing left, he said, voice trembling. You brought light into my daughter's life, and now, when the world turns cruel, you think I'll let you walk away. No, Lena, not this time. Her lip quivered. I don't want to ruin your life, Daniel. You are my life, he said, and I won't lose you. He walked through the storm to her, pulled her into his arms, and held her like she was the only thing real in the world. It wasn't easy after that, but they fought through it together. Daniel defended her publicly, refusing to hide his love or her worth. Lena, in turn, showed the world who she truly was, a woman of compassion, strength, and grace. Slowly, the noise died down, replaced by admiration. People saw what Daniel always did, that sometimes the greatest heroes wear tired uniforms and carry hearts too big for their own good. Months later, at a small charity event for accident survivors, Daniel took Lena's hand before everyone. You saved me once, he said, his voice carrying through the room, but you keep saving me every single day. You taught me how to live again, how to love again. And now I promise to protect you for as long as I live. Tears filled her eyes as he slipped a ring on her finger. Emma ran up, giggling, hugging them both. For the first time in years, Lena felt safe. Their story wasn't about wealth or luck. It was about kindness, how one act done without expectation can change a lifetime. And maybe that's the message we all need today. Never underestimate the power of doing good, even when no one's watching. Because somewhere down the line, that kindness finds its way back.